Well, hello YouTube humans, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my bedroom. Bit of a different setup today. For today's video, I am gonna be very long overdue organising and decluttering my makeup. I have too much stuff. I have too much stuff and I have no way of organising it, and it's just annoying me and it's just terrible. So these drawers here, these two sets of drawers, house all of my beauty products, all of my makeup, all of that lovely delightful stuff that you all come here to see. It is a riot. It is absolutely, like, I've got heat pads in here, I've got stuff without lids, there's brushes in every single, there's like 3 different drawers that have got concealer in them. So basically what we're going to do today, I'm probably going to split this up, is we're going to go through all my makeup, we're going to get rid of stuff that I don't use, we're going to see what I can give to Angela, because who do I give anything else to? And then we are going to organise it and make it look a bit more functional than it does at the moment. So let's just dive straight in. I think one of the best ones to start with will be my foundation and lipstick drawer, considering that I have probably about 20 or 30 foundations that are about to turn up in the next few days that I'm going to be testing. Why is that in there? So, I mean, what I've got below here is a basket of foundations that I'm going to keep and that I have reviewed, a basket of foundations that I am going to keep but have not reviewed yet, and then a basket for ones that I'm getting rid of. So, let's think about this. I'm just going to go from the front to the back. So, I have many shades. Hang on while I grab them all. I have 3 here of the MAC Studio Fix foundations. So that's NC10, NW15 and then NC15. I'm keeping every single one of these because they are my favourite and I love them, and I have already done a review of those so they can stay. Then we are going to move on to I Spy something at the back here, and there's another one here, and where'd the other one go? There we go. 3. I have 3 IT Cosmetics CC creams. I do not need 3 IT Cosmetics CC creams, so I'm going to keep one, and I'll keep the other one that I've opened. And Angela, you're getting an IT Cosmetics CC cream. It's a great foundation. I think I've definitely done a review of that on my channel. It was absolutely fantastic. Quite expensive though, so I mean, if it's too expensive for you, don't buy it, because there's loads of cheaper alternatives on the market. I then spy my Smashbox Studio Skin. Look how nasty and disgusting that is. I am definitely going to be keeping that because it is my everyday foundation at the moment. I am trying to work my way through it because I think it might be one of the first foundations that I actually finish, which I haven't done since I was like 18 maybe. Now to one that I'm probably going to get rid of, the Tarte Shape Tape foundation. Lord do we remember this video on my channel. I have mine in the shade Fair Sand, which is far too pale for me even when I don't have tan on. Why Tarte recommended this to me, I have no idea. But it wasn't inherently a bad foundation. No, it was terrible. I am definitely going to get rid of that because that was, frankly, the worst foundation that I've ever put on my skin. Another one that I spy at the back. Oh, Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover. I love this. It's like a really thick, really full coverage foundation, but it sets waterproof. You can use it to cover tattoos. It's absolutely great. So I need to do a review of that on my channel, so that will be going in there. Then we are going to go into these 2 number 7 things that I have never used. I think they launched them about a year ago or so, maybe 2 years ago. Aqua Perfect Cushion Foundation. Never used them, don't want them. They can go. This is the Obsession Makeup London Whitening Mixer, which sounds really dodgy now that I think about it. This is a mixer that I used to use in my foundations when they were too dark for me. So I would definitely be keeping this because I have quite a few foundations that are definitely too dark for me. Lasting Perfection foundation in the shade One Beige number 3. I've not done a review of this, but I don't remember if I like it or not. I can't remember. I got too much makeup, guys. I'm going to keep it and I'm going to review it. And then I might end up getting rid of it. Angela, you might be getting a lot of foundations here. This is like the second lightest shade, and it's quite yellow, which is quite good for drugstore foundations because the majority of their pale shades aren't actually that yellow. A lot of them, like the Rimmel and the L'Oreal ones, tend to go very pink. For those of you that don't know, Bourjois has actually removed itself from the UK market, so you can't actually buy this anymore. So, I mean, I do like this foundation, but I don't know whether it's worth me doing a review of it because you can't buy it, at least in stores anymore. I don't know whether they're still selling online, but I'll probably keep it anyway because I quite enjoy that foundation, and I think it's actually, I think I've only used it maybe once or twice. Yeah. God, all my foundations are so disgusting. Right. Estee Lauder Double Wear Light in the shade 1 and 2. Love this focus camera, thank you. Love this foundation. It lasts a really long time on my skin. It's like a nice medium coverage, a nice everyday one for me. SPF is kind of neither here nor there, but I need to do a review of this. This feels like really empty, and I only bought this maybe 6 months ago. Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the shade 100. This is completely the wrong shade for me, and I am 99% certain that I hate this foundation. So I'm on the fence about whether I should keep this because I know I don't like it, but I mean, I could do a review of it if you guys want to see that. Let me know in the comment down below. So I'm going to put that to the side at the moment. Then we have another foundation that I don't like. This is the Maybelline Dream Satin Liquid. Mine is in the shade Too Fair Beige. It is really pale, which is really good for pale people. Excuse my nasty ass janky nails. And it's got a satiny finish. Like, what does that even mean? I think the colour was wrong for me, which is why I think I've only used this maybe once or twice, and that's why I don't particularly remember liking it. That lid is disgusting, Jesus. So I think I'll keep this and maybe do this as my next foundation review, and then we can go from there and see whether I like it or not. But I'm fairly certain that I didn't like it. I think it was like too oily for me, so that can go in here for now. I have my lipsticks are just right. I'm just going to throw them at the back. That's a primer. That shouldn't even be in here. Move, move, move. I promise, like in my normal day-to-day life, I'm a fairly organised person, just not in this capacity. Then we have the Chanel CC cream, which I bought only because it was reduced in my boots. It's an SPF 50, and I bought it in the shade 50 Beige. But I didn't realise that they only did about 6 shades of this if I'm lucky. So, I mean, that's going to be an entertaining one to do a foundation review of, but I'm definitely keeping it because it was really expensive and really bougie, and if nothing else I can mix that lightener in with it as well. But I do need to do a review of this. Both formulations of the Superstay, again with manky janky lids. I am going to be keeping both of these, even though hilariously these are supposed to be the same shade, and they are absolutely not the same shade. But maybe I could do a really cool video where I compared one to the other. I appreciate you can't really buy this anymore, but maybe that'd be kind of pointless. But I do like this foundation. It lasts really well on my skin. Shade is a bit questionable because that one matches me, so God knows what that one's going to be like. But clearly I have used this. So we'll keep both of those, and videos will be coming soon. La Roche-Posay Effaclar BB. That was in my top 5 drugstore foundations. I stand by that. I absolutely love it. Just that the shade is a bit questionable. However, it's got great sun protection and it's got a physical sunscreen in it with the titanium dioxide. So it's really good for sensitive skin, and this will definitely be coming on holiday with me next week. So I am definitely keeping that. I think I need to do a review of this though. Last 3. We have the number 7 Stay Perfect foundation in the shade Calico. That will definitely be staying. That lid tells you enough. I used to use this pretty much every day, and then I started trying to work my way through the Smashbox one. It's got a great shade range, stays really well on my skin, and I really like it. So that will definitely be going in the review pile. Revlon Colour Stay for normal to dry skin in the shade Ivory. Again, will definitely be staying because it is one of the longest lasting foundations on my skin. I don't think the shade's right for me, but you know, we can always make that work with a bit of bronzer or darkening it up with another foundation. But I mean, I think it's great. I've not used this in a while, actually. I really need to bust this out again. Then finally, another foundation that I definitely don't like. It's the Rimmel Match Perfection in the shade Light Porcelain. I know I don't like this. I really don't like this foundation. I know so many people, one of my friends at work, Ailey, absolutely loves this foundation. I hate it with a passion. So that should definitely, again, be an interesting review video. What was that? Focus. Pore blurring effect, my arse. Shows every bloody pore on my face. But yes, I will definitely do a review of that, and then I will give it away to a better home because I'm definitely not going to use this again. I've just pulled all my lip products to the front because this should be interesting, and I'm going to be brutal here because I don't use a lot of these. So these Primark lipsticks can all go because I don't think I have ever used them, nor probably will I ever use them. Moving into it, let's pick out the ones that I actually use. And I use every single one of them, so these are all getting kept. This is the Max Factor Honey Lacquer in the shade Honey Nude, Charlotte Tilbury lip gloss in Seduction, the Max Factor something in something, and the e.l.f. lip plumping gloss. I'm going to keep all of these because I love them. I am definitely keeping my NARS products because I only bought those recently. These are both in the shade Dragon Girl. This is the lip pencil and the lip gloss. Primark lipstick is, oh, it's come out in the thing. All right, well that can just go in the bin then. Well, let's save that. I've never used these Ted Baker lipsticks either, so they can go. Right. NYX Liquid Suede in the shade Sandstorm. I used to love this, and now I'm not really a fan of liquid lipsticks. I don't think I've kept a single one, actually. So I think that can go. I will keep the Maybelline Super Stace 24 Hour, though, because A, it's a really pretty colour. This is in the shade... Oh, God, I've no idea what shade this is. Oh, no, there it is. Steady Ready. But it's one of the most long-lasting things on my lips. If I'm wanting a red lip, I'm wanting it to stay on my face. So I'll definitely keep that. Isabella Marant lipsticks. One in the shade Le Seine Shadow. One in the shade Palais Royal Fields. One's a red, one's a Betty. I'll keep both of those. And I think, because I can, I'll keep my Tarte lipstick in the shade Colada. Look how beautifully that all fits in there. So we have my foundations that I have reviewed at the back, foundations that I need to review at the front, so therefore I will use them, and then pretty much all of my lip products down the side. Oh, that is satisfying, which is my palettes. Right, this should be fun. Right, so the Revolution, what are you? Chocolate and Peaches palette. It's a lovely palette, but I never use it. That can go. Actually, I see a lot of palettes under here. Hang on. There are also Revolution that I don't use. This is the Revolution Reloaded Neutrals 2 palette. Ah, it's really hard to open things one-handed. Why is this so difficult to open? There we go. Beautiful pinks and oranges, and looks exactly like my kind of palette. I can honestly say I've not used this for like over a year because I have other palettes that I just prefer using. That can go. I have the Revolution Ultra Eye Contour Palette Shade and Light. This is their inspired version, shall we say, of the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I own every single one of these shades in other palettes, so I'm gonna get rid of that. And as well, like, for me, a palette needs to have like some shimmers in it as well. I can't do just mattes, so it's gotta go. Then we have the Revolution Reloaded Iconic Fever palette, which is a beautiful neutral palette, loads of warm shades, pop of orange in there, nice balance of mattes and shimmers. Never use it. It's gotta go. I'm going to get rid of the box though because I don't need it. I did a look with this on my channel. If it is up already, I will link it below. It's beautiful. It's got little pops of colour. It's got some nice neutral shimmers. It's got a dark blending colour, inner corner highlight, transition colours. I absolutely think this is a great palette. And I would recommend going and buying that. So that will definitely be staying. The original Soph, hang on. And Soph Extra Spice. I must say, Extra Spice I think is my preferred. Why is my camera thing in there? Extra Spice would definitely be my preferred one. However, I love them both, so I'm going to keep them both. Absolute favourite of mine, the Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. Oh, it's beautiful and it smells like gingerbread cookies. Oh, hello, me in the camera. It's got a great balance of mattes, shimmers, satins. The only thing it doesn't have is like a matte black, but I can get around that. It's fine. I think it's one of my favourite palettes that I've ever owned. Behind me. So I'm just gonna rub into that orange. Right. How does one YouTube? Like, it's still going. It's literally like, it's ridiculous. Like, I can't even do it justice of how gorgeous that shade is. And I think this palette is absolutely fabulous. It's got a great mix of like mattes, warms, cools, neutrals. It's fabulous, and it has a matte black in there as well. The only thing that is really kind of missing for me is like a really light blending color, because the lightest matte shade that you have in here is this one, which is quite dark. However, I think I only paid £15 for this. It's absolutely brilliant. H Cosmetics Run Wild palette. This was by Tina Yong. It is beautiful. It's the palette that I use when I'm going on nights out and I have to do my makeup and work. So you start opening it up. So you have 3 blushes and a matte bronzer, which is just the right shade for my skin tone. You then have a massive mirror and then the most me colours you've ever seen in an eyeshadow palette, frankly ever, as well as 2 highlight shades. It's got a great range of mattes and shimmers again. The only thing, like every palette basically, that it doesn't have is a matte black, but again, I can get around that, it's not a problem. If you know me, you know that I love oranges and bright colours and reds and purples, and I've started getting more into like my greens, and it does have a matte brown in there, which is really beautiful. So this is like one of my favourite palettes that I think I've ever bought, and I think it was like 15 quid or something like that. It's great. I think at one point I've already gotten rid of one of them, but at one point I owned every single one of the I Heart Makeup chocolate bar palettes, and I just don't use them anymore. I don't know why, because they're great palettes. I mean, for reference, this is their chocolate orange palette, which is just fabulous, and I think I am going to be keeping. It's got every colour in it that I really could ever want, except a matte black. Go figure. The Chocolate Elixir palette, which looks like this. It's got like some purples, some nice mid blending colours, matte light colour, shimmery light colour, loads of mid browns and stuff. It's a bit boring, and I own all the shades in other palettes anyway, so I'm definitely going to get rid of that. We have the Golden Bar palette, and there is one fatal flaw with this. Every single, I don't know if you can see this, every single colour in this is a shimmer. Every single one. Which means I can't use it. I mean, it's got great shimmers in it. I mean, let me do some swatchies. I'll swatch the green. See, like, yeah, like it's got great pigment, and I'm forgetting how to YouTube here. And I've swatched all the way down my arm already, so I'll just do it here. Yeah, like the pigmentation's fantastic and the product is lovely. I just don't use it. Another one that I'm going to be getting rid of simply because I don't use it, but it is a great palette. Like you can see I've hit pan on like one of these shades and I've made massive dents in the other ones. This is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. It smells so good, but I just don't use it, and I already have more makeup than I'm ever going to need, and I'm going to inevitably end up buying more. But I mean, so far I'm already keeping like 9 eyeshadow palettes and I've still got more to go through. So I have to keep things that I'm really going to use and I'm really going to love. And this, I loved when I first got it, but then it's definitely been replaced for me by the Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. It is absolutely 100% been replaced by for me. I'm definitely moving away from like pinks and more girly colours and into like darker, more sophisticated shades with a bit more orange in them. I think they suit my skin tone a bit better. I think they just sit more harmoniously on my skin. So it's gotta go. This is a product that I used quite a lot, but I'm gonna have to get rid of it because I haven't used it for so long. This is the AmyLeighWrites Hypnotic Sparkle palette. And again, it's just full of shimmer shades. However, they are beautiful shimmer shades, but I know there is gonna be somebody that is gonna get a lot more use out of this than I ever will. Like, come on, look at the pigmentation of that there. And I will do some swatchy. Like, they feel like, honestly, they feel like melted butter, like, to swatch them. They're so pigmented and so beautiful, but I just don't use them because I own pretty much every single one of these shades in that Lovable Lashes palette. And for me, it's just my preferred palette to use. But I mean, you can't deny that the pigmentation is absolutely great in a palette like that. So somebody's gonna get a lot of use out of that. It's just not gonna be me. The last 2 palettes, I think I'm gonna keep one and get rid of the other. I'm gonna be getting rid of the PS Beauty Urban palette. For me, the pigmentation was okay. It wasn't great. It's got a lovely mix of shades in it, but now that I have the Maddie Ziegler palette, I own every single one of these shades in that Maddie Ziegler palette. So this is gonna go. And then one that I'll be keeping, because it'll be a fun video, is the W7 On The Rocks Neutrals on Ice palette. Now, does this look at all familiar to anybody that has been on the internet inside the past 2 years? Yes, it does. It is a complete rip-off, a complete knockoff of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. Now, W7 have a habit of doing this. I used to have their rip-off of, what's it called? The Modern Renaissance palette. They've just brought out a soft glam one. They are going to bring out a Norvina dupe. So I'm definitely going to be comparing those to the original. I don't own the originals, however, I can borrow them off friends. And then we have my tiny palettes. One of my tiny palettes is currently in my bag and I can't bother going and getting it at the moment, so I'm just not going to. But we have all the writing's rubbed up on the back because I use it so often. This is the I Heart Revolution Rose Gold palette. Looks like this. They also have a mint chocolate little one. Both of these I use interchangeably when I'm traveling to work because they have a great range of shades in them, but they also have a mirror, which I think is my little teeny tiny Tartiest Pro To Go palette. Looks like so. I don't think I've used this since my Tarte testing video, which I'll link on the screen if anybody's interested, and if you're not, well, oh well. I love this palette. I do absolutely love this palette. However, I just haven't used it. I'm running out of room in my giveaway box. And then finally, another 2 small palettes that I will be keeping. This is the Smashbox Cover Shot Major Metals eyeshadow palette. So this is beautiful. So they have 2 new finishes in this, which is this one here called Out of This World and this one called Social Currency. So apparently you are to apply them with your fingers, which I never do. But I love this if I need a shimmer. And then we have my NARS mini eyeshadow palette in the shade Hibiscus, which I am keeping out of principle because I spent that much money on it and it's so tiny and I didn't realise how tiny it was going to be. Daniel laughed when, like, how disappointed I was when I looked at it and realised that it was about the size of a credit card. So I now feel that I have to keep it out of principle. She's nice and organised now. Yay! So thanks for watching part 1 of this declutter and organisational series. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down below, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. There will definitely be like a part 2 and a part 3 of this because I've still got all my beauty products to go, like bronzers, blushes, eye products, all of that, and then I'm going to have to find exactly what drawers it fits in. So this might not even be the way things are finished. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you next time. Bye!